Hello everyone, welcome to day 19 of Amplify. You know, the beauty about this Christian life is that we're not just saved, or God hasn't just rescued us so that we can live life for ourselves. God, when He created us, in fact, before we were even born and created, when He had us in mind, He had already laid out plans and purposes for each and every one of us. You, before you were born, God has already laid out His plans and purposes for you. And one of the greatest plan and purpose of our lives, your life, is that through your life, others may know Him. The reason for that is because He gave His Son for us. He sacrificed His Son for us so that all may know Him. Today's reading is from John chapter 4, verse 35. It says, "You know the saying, 4 months between planting and harvest. But I say, wake up and look around. The fields are already ripe." How often have you heard people say, if today was your last day, how would you live? If you knew tomorrow you're no longer going to be here on earth, what would you do in the next 24 hours? Let me turn it around a little bit for you. If you knew someone, your co-worker, a family member, if you knew tomorrow was going to be the last day, what would you do for that person? What would you say to that person if you knew his or her time is about to come to an end? I encourage you, I'm so convinced of this, because so often, right, we are so inward looking, thinking, okay, if I've got limited time to live, I need to do something great, something significant. But if you know someone has got that limited time left, and if he or she doesn't know Jesus, what would you do? That story, the verses preceding that verse, talks about Jesus meeting the Samaritan woman at a well. I want to encourage you, go look for that well, right? That opportunity where your friend, your relative, your loved one is located. It could be a lunch table where that person's sitting by himself or herself having a meal. That is the well. Walk towards that well and meet with that person and start sharing about Christ. It could be where you are at school or university. That is that well. Your friends are there. So I encourage you to take that good news of Christ. Because if you knew, if that person has 24 hours left on this earth, wouldn't that compel us to tell them all about Jesus? So find that well, find that person, and go and bring the good news to them.